What's up, you guys? It's your boy King Luko. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into this Pro Tools tutorial on how you set up your dashboard before you start recording. Here we go. So to set our dashboard, the very first thing we're gonna do is double click on Pro Tools. You see Pro Tools doing this little avid board shuffle that it likes to do, letting us know that it's loading up. No matter if this is Pro Tools 10, 11, or 12, the dashboard window will typically always look the same. So the very first thing we're going to see on our dashboard is a name, something called local storage, cloud backup, create from template. So if you have a template that's already set in Pro Tools, you can go over here to click from template. If you have a template or a session that's saved to your cloud backup, you can click on cloud backup and import that into your Pro Tools session. We're going to go ahead and use our local storage session, meaning that we're opening up a blank Pro Tools session. The very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to name this session. So I'm going to go ahead and name this How to Set Up Your Dashboard in Pro Tools. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so the very next thing I'm going to come down to is file type. There's two file types. You have AIFF and WAV. There's not really any audio difference between AIFF and WAV, but I'm gonna go ahead and click WAV, use WAV, and use it from here on out. Anyway, very next thing that comes up is your sample rate. Sample rate is how accurate the digital representation of the sound can be. So if you're working with TV and film and you want to be at least 48 kilohertz or higher, if you're working on audio that's going to be heard in earbuds and headphones only, you can come down to about 44.1 kilohertz. Typically, when I'm tracking all my sessions, I'm at 48 kilohertz to begin with, no matter what. So I'm going to go ahead and click 48 kilohertz for my sample rate. Now, your bit depth lowers the floor noise, which gives you more dynamic range. Let me say that one more time. The bit depth lowers the floor noise so that you have more dynamic range. So there's three choices. You have 16-bit, which is typically for like CD quality. If you have 24-bit and 32-bit, which is like unlimited floor room. Every time I'm recording, I'm gonna let y'all know it's probably gonna be 24-bit. I haven't used anything else unless I was tracking like a really big live orchestra, and then I use 32-bit. But for today, 24-bit. Your I/O settings is which inputs and outputs that will be used inside the session, and it typically defaults to last used. So if you're a engineer that's going to multiple different studios, you're not really sure what inputs and outputs they used. So you're probably going to want to hit stereo mix so that it defaults to whatever the console has. Whatever I/O setting the console is using, that's what it'll default to. The very next thing is interval. Interval, it deals with how Pro Tools treats the stereo file. So when you bounce out your session, you can have all the information that's happening on the left side will bounce on the left, and all the information that's happening on the right side will bounce on the right if you don't click interval. If you want your final bounce mix to come out as one track, one wave, one MP3, then you're gonna want to hit interval. I have never created or started a session without clicking interval, and we're not gonna start that today either. The very next thing for us is the prompt for location. I always like to tell Pro Tools where I want it to save. So I hit on prompt for location, I go over here to desktop, so I know exactly where my session is. I hit open, and this is my location, username King Luko desktop. So I know that this session is gonna be saved on my desktop. Woo, we did it, you guys. We just set up our dashboard, and now we are ready to record in Pro Tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit create. Boom, Pro Tools just popped up. Look how amazing that is. I really, really, really appreciate you guys tapping in today. So if you learned something new, if you were able to gain something on how to set up that dashboard, make sure you guys go ahead and like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Your boy King Luko got the sauce on Pro Tools for you guys. Yeah, boy. So go ahead and tap into my next tutorial. Again, I'm King Luko, award-winning engineer. I appreciate you guys tapping in. Go be great.